I hated school so much. I mean, also, like, I always felt like school hated me, too. I mean, first I was like, I want to be an Imagineer, or just, like, Disney roller coaster engineers. Yeah. But then I was like, I want to be a pop star. Most of them, like, told me that my music was, like, too pop and too American. I slept on, like, studio couches. I wrote, like, 3 songs a day. I had a song that Fergie recorded. She just, like, sent Paris the song, and Paris, like, responded kind of with like posting a Snapchat story of her in her closet like dancing and posing to it.
I'm here with the fabulous Kim Petras. Look at that hair.
What's up? I got that tease going on.
So you're born in like Cologne, right? In Germany.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cologne, Germany. It's in the west of Germany. It's super pretty.
What was
like a big like cathedral thing in the middle of it. Took like 300 years to build or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's super pretty.
Mm-hmm. What was the environment kind of like, or like the house that you grew up in? Can you describe it?
The house I grew up in like super countryside Germany, like cows, horses. So there wasn't really much going on, and I was kind of just like always on my computer, just like, I don't know, I just always wanted to be somewhere else, like dreaming of like moving to a city or whatever. Yeah, kind of a little boring, to be honest.
Or do you think you got that side of your personality from are your parents like that? They want to see more, like you're more adventurous and like risk taking?
Yeah, I don't know. I just always wanted to move to like a big city and just like see the world, and that's like my, I don't know why.
What do your parents do?
So my dad's an architect, and my mom's a dancing teacher. They're pretty cute.
So I guess both of them are kind of creative. That's where you got your creative sides from.
Yeah, totally. I mean, at the same time, like my mom like sings jazz songs all the time at home. Like my whole childhood was just like Miles Davis songs and like Billie Holiday and just jazz all the time. My dad plays like 8 instruments. He's crazy, and he used to like pick me up from school and like practice trumpet in his car waiting outside, and I used to be so embarrassed.
That's so cute though.
He'd like play the trumpet like at red lights. Like he was so obsessed with trumpets. It was he just like went
That's
through
how you got so obsessed with music.
Yeah. So yeah, my parents are like they're super creative and awesome.
They're so cool that they're open-minded too, to have you let like surgery like so early on.
Yeah. I mean that whole thing is kind of just like, since I was like, I don't know, like, you know, since they know me, I was just like, I'm a girl, you know? So it really just wasn't like a big deal to them at all, because it was always like, okay, it's clear that she's a girl. And and also my mom knew transgender
that helps a lot. That's like I figured they know someone.
Yeah, they're very like educated about that. And
that's really good.
I got so lucky, so lucky with my parents.
And then you have like sisters, right? Yeah. Are they like older than you?
2 older sisters, yeah.
Yeah. What do they do?
So one of them, like the older one, she animates like little like animated series and stuff like that in Germany. And the other one is just like a free spirit and is always doing something different. Like she's just always, I don't know, whenever I get a hold of her, she's always onto something different. I love her.
Do you remember who showed you like Destiny's Child and Fergie early on?
Who showed me? I feel like I kind of just like found it on my own, just like, you know, being obsessed with like MTV.
Oh, because you're watching a lot of also like 80s films.
Oh yeah, a ton of 80s films. Like, yeah, my mom's super into movies, so I love movies and I love watching them. I feel like I take a lot of lyrics from like good lines in movies. steal them.
Yeah.
But don't tell anyone. Yeah. No, yeah, love movies.
Was it this all through like MySpace or like YouTube, or what were you looking at early on for your early inspiration to find all these like pop singer
For
culture?
sure, yeah. I mean, I was just like on the internet, just
Yeah.
everywhere. I had a MySpace, I had a YouTube, everything, and yeah, I just like watched all this stuff, all that stuff on YouTube all the time. Yeah.
What clicked to you to do like YouTube covers earlier on?
Well, I just felt like, I don't know, I was just like living in a tiny town in Germany, and I was like, okay, nothing's ever gonna happen if I don't do something. So I just made covers, and yeah, then like some of them got really poppin', and got like over a couple million views, and yeah. And that way I kind of met like a couple producers who would like send me tracks to write on, which would be great because I'd usually just like do my own little tracks on GarageBand, but I suck at producing a little bit. Like I'm not great. Like I can like do a drum pattern and a synth line, but I'm not awesome. So it was great that like, you know, producers started sending me stuff. And
how do you describe yourself back then growing up?
oh my god, growing up, I was so nerdy. I don't know. I was just like on my own all the time, just like trying to write songs. It was just always me. I like ran home from school to be by myself and like chat with my like online friends and yeah, make like songs and watch Britney Spears music videos. Like that's just like all I wanted to do as a kid.
Did you like school though?
I hated school so much. I mean, also like always felt like school hated me too, you know. So it was just like I don't know. I got bullied pretty bad, and like I don't know. I just like didn't like it at all, and I felt like most of the stuff I was learning, I was like boring. I just want to write songs, and that's what I'm gonna do, you know. So yeah, I always hated school, but I obviously had to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did your parents think of you like wanting to get into pop music so young? Because you didn't really have like musicians around you that they like understood like what is the pop route or like what do you have to do?
Well, when I was like a kid, I was like, I'm gonna be a pop star. I mean, first I was like, I want to be an Imagineer, or just like Disney roller coaster engineers. Yeah. But then I was like, I want to be a pop star, and they were like, okay. I mean, I was a kid, so they were like, yeah, you're gonna be a pop star. They were just like sweet. But then I feel like once I found like the songwriting route of it, and I really started working on my songwriting. It's kind of like a more like accessible lane to get into. Like I feel like more people understand being a songwriter, and you know, just like I don't know, getting like your songs into movies and getting them to artists and stuff like that than being a pop star, because there's actual steps you can take to becoming a songwriter. You can, you know, get a publishing deal with somebody, and then just like work your way up. And with being a pop star, it's kind of just like, how the hell do you just become a pop star out of nowhere, you know? Like, yeah. So I felt like it was great that I was like a songwriter first.
Like kind of earlier on in Germany, before you like moved to the US, you were like doing things over there. You like was it a laundry detergent like commercial thing that you did?
Yeah. I wrote like a stupid little laundry detergent thing. And and like one other thing for like a cell phone company.
Oh yeah.
It was just like, it was pretty whack. It wasn't great. Not my proudest.
But then you also like modeled for like hair salon. There's like a you like did so many. How old were you when you were doing that?
I was like 13, something like that, and I had just like emo hair and just like single pink extensions and smudged eyeliner. And, those were the days. And
then at what age did it click to you that you like had to kind of go to the US and like make that jump?
Well, so it was kind of, I was trying to be, find people to work with in Germany, and most of them like told me that my music was like too pop and too American and wouldn't work in Germany. And I never wanted to write German songs because it's a beautiful language. There's some beautiful meanings to words. There's some beautiful poetry, but it sounds not so great sometimes. I don't know. It's just like, it's such a harsh language, you know? I just always like the sound of English more in songs, personally.
Yeah.
Even though there's some great German artists, I'm not dissing anybody. But, yeah, so I don't know, I just felt rejected in Germany. And, like, nobody wanted to, like, work with me, and, like, nobody understood what I was trying to do. And so, yeah, with, like, 19, I came to LA, and I didn't really know anybody. Like, I knew one guy who sent me tracks, like, via YouTube. But, yeah, I just, like, came here with, like, no contacts and, like, no money and nothing, and just, like, tried.
Yeah.
And then I started, you know, meeting other songwriters, and I, like, I slept on, like, studio couches. I wrote, like, 3 songs a day, you know, to get, like, good at it.
I'm getting goosebumps by you telling me this, like, for real. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, it was, yeah, but I felt like I, like, had to do that in order to get really good at it. And so,
what did your parents think of the whole thing? Like, you moved out here broke, and, like, did they know your condition? Like, you were living on couches for, like, months?
Yeah, I didn't, like, tell them, like, the first few times I came here. It was like, oh my god, it's the best, and I, like, kept that from them. Yeah. So, because they're the sweetest, and they worry so much, and it's like, I hate when my parents worry about me, but yeah, I mean, I also I went back like from time to time because of the visa situation. I didn't like want to fuck up that whole thing with just like overstaying my time, you know, so it's like visa situation is also like a thing. I don't know where I'm going with this at all.
And then how were you able to meet your manager, Larry Rudolph?
So I met him over like producers that I worked with, and I sang for him. Just like randomly I came to the studio one day, and it was like sing for Larry Rudolph. And I did, and I just sang for him on guitar, and he loved it, and yeah. And he was just like, I'd like to be your manager, and I was like, yeah, you manage Britney or freaking Miley, like, please. So
did you have managers
super cool. Yes, and I've had like a ton of pretty bad experiences with managers. You know, just like getting like signed up and then nothing happens, and then getting dropped from them, or you know, I don't know, just like weird situations, and then they always keep like 10% of like everything that you make. So yeah, there's like a couple sharks out in the world, and I've learned that lesson a couple times. But Larry's a really good one, and I'm really happy I found him. Yeah. It's like calling Liam Neeson a little bit. He's like so calm, and just like, I feel like he has like a solution for anything, and yeah, he's awesome.
And then how long after, so you were 19 when you first came here, and then how long after did you get your like publishing
deal? I think I got my pub deal at like 22, 20? Yeah, something like that. I had a song that Fergie recorded, and that kind of got me buzz, and every like publishing company wanted to meet with me. Oh, is that the
Bratz one that played?
No, that's the song that's in a Bratz movie. Oh. Like, I wrote a song for a Bratz movie.
Oh, for the Bratz movie, okay.
It was a song called That's What's Up, and then they changed it into Bratz What's Up. So, goals. Yeah. Yeah, no, but I wrote a song that Fergie recorded, and that kind of got me buzzing a little bit. And then I took meetings with publishers, and I was like, yeah, I write songs for other people, played them all of that, and also, here's my record. And I had always like been planning that, like master planning that once I get like attention for writing like something for somebody else, I'd, you know, just slide in my own artistry. Yeah.
Did you not think of like putting out stuff by yourself and then like doing like your own singing before like going down the pub route, or did you actually really want to write songs for other people initially?
No, I love writing songs for other people, for sure. I still like do it. I still have way too many songs for me to like sing them all.
Yeah, you're a talented machine, and all of them are such hits. So
thanks so much. I'm just trying to make bops over here.
But a lot of them were like urban artists, right? That you were placing like earlier on.
Yeah, actually I didn't get many placements. That's the thing. Like, I struggled pretty hard for like a pretty long time. But I was working with a ton of urban producers and
yeah.
And I wrote with artists too. You know, that's a interesting thing to like learn, because I was really, before I came to LA, I was really used to writing songs completely on my own in like my mom's basement. And then once you learn to, you know, collaborate with people and, you know, take their thoughts and really like, I don't know, it's just you get into a groove with people and you're like, I don't know, just when the vibe is right and when there's magic, then it's great and it can be really cool. But it was like an important skill to learn, was to write with other people. And then artists, it's just like, they always have like their own, or I mean not always, like some don't have any idea and they're just like do whatever, which is not my favorite type of artist to work with, but with most artists it's like they have like some words that they like and they like tell you a story or like a sentiment that they like of something, and then they just like want you to like make it into a pop song. So it's all really fun and I enjoy it, like every part of writing songs.
How are you living like financially when you first wrote? Were your parents like helping you out or?
No, I mean I was waitressing before I came, so I saved up for a ticket to LA. I was waitressing in Germany. I couldn't really do anything here, so every time like the 3 months that I'd come back, I'd like take some little job or something to come back to LA, because you can only be here 3 months at a time, and you got to go back for a little bit and then you can come back. And actually like the last time that I like got in, they like pulled me aside and they were like, yo, this is the last time you're getting in without a visa. Like you have to get a visa the next time. And that was the time I got my publishing deal.
Everything worked out.
Yeah. So it was pretty magical.
And you blew all your money right from your deal on your place.
Yeah, totally. I don't know. I think it's such a like LA thing. I'm actually really happy that I did it. Like I just like rented a place in the hills and it was really freaking nice. But I ran out of money like so quick and just like chilled in my nice house with like cup noodles.
Oh my gosh. And then what would you say were the early like milestones that you were able to get your own like music out there? Like after you found Larry, and then how were you able to like put more and more your stuff out there and do less of the songwriting for other people?
Well, I've been focusing for like the last 3 years. I've been really just focused on my record. You know, I've had like, I've been working for Larry I think for a year, you know, and I put my first song out like 6 months ago. I've been just like in the studio working on my own stuff for a while, and I don't know, it just felt like the right moment to just put something out. And also just like Spotify, we took a couple meetings with Spotify and Troy Carter, and just like kind of really clicked, like they really liked me, and I really love the concept of Spotify. I think they're like the future of music.
Yeah, they're pushing you so hard. I love it.
They're the shit. I love them so much. And and then this like opportunity came along with being a Rise artist, and they put up billboards and they put me in like all the great playlists. Crazy. And it was just like amazing. I can't even believe that that's actually happening.
But then the songs that you put out this year, or the ones like last year, were these songs that you were like sitting on for a while, or was it like kind of recent songs? Because you built up a lot like over time and then set a lot out, like, but then you kept some for yourself. Are these like new ones or like really old?
So like Slow It Down was a like newer one, but had an old demo that like really old, like 5 years old. And then like I Don't Want It At All is like 1.5 years old. And then Hillside Boys is like 3 years old. I don't know, they're all like in this like 5-year span of me kind of being in LA. Yeah, that's when I wrote them. But I've been sitting on them for a while, and it feels so great to just put them out and see that people like them. Because I feel like
they're so good.
Thanks. No, but I feel like I've been listening to them so much, like I know them inside out, you know, I listen to them like every day. Because all I listen to is my own music, of course.
How do you decide which ones are more like personal to you, though? That you don't want to give to other people?
Well, I think I always like stop working on stuff that I don't feel so attached to, and then just like think about, you know, oh, what if like another artist did that one? I feel like I only like go all out with the ones that I really love and the ones that really mean something to me and that really have like a part of me in them. But honestly, kind of every song means something to me. Like even if I, you know, I totally give songs away that mean a lot to me. Like if it was a great fit for somebody else, for sure. Yeah. I think songs are not really good when they don't mean a thing to the person who writes them.
Yeah, I like that. How do you decide your branding for like your music videos? Is this like something that like you thought about when you were younger, and then it's like kind of the same, or like it's changing every year, like your branding? But I feel like I can still see the whole like Fergie and stuff, so it probably drew from your early childhood.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I love pop music videos. That's always my main inspiration. And I feel like I've like lived in pop music videos as a kid because I was just like dreaming, like daydreaming about like living a fabulous life, like Britney Spears or, you know, the Spice Girls, or just imagining what their life would be like. But I think my visuals just like come together with like creative people, kind of like. I had a photo shoot with this amazing photographer, Charli XCX.
Oh my god, her stuff is so nice.
Yeah,
I was also on a shoot with her.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love her. And we were talking about I Don't Want It At All, and she loved the song, and we were just like talking about, should we just like do a video together? Because I feel like her aesthetic with it was just like a cool choice, kind of. And she was like, hell yeah. And then me and my friend wrote a treatment and sent it to her, and she loved it and she tweaked it, and yeah, and then we were just like on it, and it was happening, and then she was like, oh my god, I just had a photo shoot with Paris Hilton.
You must have been freaking out inside, the inner you.
Yeah, I mean, I was so freaking out. But yeah, she just like sent Paris the song, and Paris like responded kind of with like posting a Snapchat story of her in her closet, like dancing and posing to it, and that was kind of like the yes, I'm gonna be in the music video. So it was really awesome, and then she came to set and was just like so cool and amazing, and just like did her takes over and over and over and was not complaining. Was just like super adorable. Took pictures with like everybody from like the crew. Oh wow. Yeah, and just was super really sweet. So I loved it. But I think that visuals kind of, they kind of just like come together, and I think every visual I do, I'm just like, I don't know, I'll just like keep getting better and, you know, keep developing like ideas and keep learning how to make a great video, and I feel like I'm getting there.
Yeah, for sure. And what's your decision to put out your song on Valentine's Day?
Well, the song is kind of like, it's basically like love suicide. It's like, I'm gonna give you my heart even though I know you're gonna break it. Like, it was just too good that Valentine's Day was around the corner, and I was like, let's release that song on Valentine's Day, and let's do a whole thing around that. And and everybody was kind of down. That's just how it happened. Yeah.
What was your inspiration for that song?
Well, that's very familiar, like that's just like my life. It's just like jumping into toxic relationships happily, like with a smile on my face. Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm just imagining you.
Yeah. Like, yay, break my heart. About giving your heart to people that are like definitely gonna break it. But you don't care because like nobody else could break it better than them. You know, you kind of want them to be the one to break it.
Yeah. And what's your decision to perform in gay clubs?
I just love it. I'm just like having the best time ever of my life performing in gay clubs. And I don't know, and just like people that come through know every single word to the songs.
Oh,
wow. It's super sick. And I mean, I'll hopefully go on tour and be supporting act on a tour and all that stuff, but I always want to play in a gay club. Like I would play in a gay club like every night of my life. Yeah.
How did you connect with Charli XCX?
So, I went to the SOPHIE show. SOPHIE is an amazing artist. And I was just so blown away. Like one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Oh, wow.
Honestly, like if you ever, you have to go. It's so good. Yeah, and Charli was there, and yeah, we just kind of said hi and partied a little bit, and then like 2 days, the next day after, 2 days after, I think, I'm not sure. She just like texted me, yo, do you want to like jump on this song with me? And she texted it to me, and I was like, hell yeah, because I loved it right away. And then the next day I went into the studio, and yeah, wrote it.
Yeah.
And then I sent it back, and she was like, love it, done. Yeah. So it was a really like quick thing, and we didn't like write together on it, you know, but it was so cool. I don't know, I love her. I'm a big fan of hers.
Same. How do you think your music has changed since the early songs you made?
Oh my god, so much. Yeah, it's just like my first songs freaking sucked. Like they were so cheesy, and they were so like pretty bad English. they were like grammatically incorrect. And yeah, they were just like about my like dumb crushes in school who didn't like me back. And I was just like playing sad little ballads in my bedroom and crying.
How do you think you've grown as a person since when you were younger?
Well, I feel like I don't know. I feel like I've definitely grown a lot. I don't make as stupid of decisions as I used to. But yeah, I don't know. I think I can like have a better understanding of people and what kind of people are like good for me and what kind of people are not, and like I have a better understanding of who I am and what I want to do and like my priorities in life, and I know what like I love most, and that's really being in the studio and writing stuff and performing, and yeah, and I guess I feel like I was always used to be like pretty flaky as a teenager. I was just like, I don't know, and I feel like I don't do that anymore. I feel like I like show up. Yeah. But also I hope I've grown a little bit.
What does success look like to you?
Success kind of looks like being happy. I think it's like everybody's definition of it is so different. And I think for some people it's really like material things, but which like is great. Material things are freaking great, love it. But at the same time, I feel like for me it's really writing next level songs. Like that's always been like my life goal, is to be like an amazing pop songwriter. And I look up to like Max Martin and like Carole King and just like the Bee Gees and all these people who wrote like bop after bop, you know, like jam after jam, Jam City. That's kind of what I want my like career to be like. But at the same time, I think that for me is like also happiness is like searching for concepts and for inspiration, and then finding it, and then getting that like lyric perfect, and those are like my happiest moments.
Yeah,
honestly.
That kind of ties into my last question, but what do you want to be remembered for?
Bops.
Oh, I love that.
That's the answer.
Oh, thank you so much. That was awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was